What's going on, YouTube? Thomas Ella here. Now, I recently just did my 10 favorite Clint Eastwood directing films. So I decided to do a separate video of my 10 favorite Clint Eastwood acting films. Because he has some good directing credits, but he also has too. And I gotta say, he's a really, really good actor. I mean, he's a legend. He's an Oscar winner. And he's also really good when it came to Westerns as well. And of course, he has that new movie, The Mule, that comes out this week, which looks pretty decent. So, with that being said, here's my 10 favorite Clint Eastwood acting films. Now, some of the films in this list are also in my 10 favorite Clint Eastwood directing films as well. So, I'm kind of going to be, talking about these films that I already talked about in my directing list. But anyway, here's my list. Coming in at number 10 is the Western Pale Rider. Now, like I said, Clint Eastwood, when it came to Westerns, he did a really good job with Western films. Pale Rider, I thought was really good. It got released in 1985. And this one was also directed by Clint Eastwood. Clint Eastwood plays his character's name is Preacher. And it's a really good Western. I mean, it had some pretty good performances by Eastwood, by Richard Dysart. He was pretty good in this too. You had Michael Murray, Carrie Sandigrass was pretty good. Even Chris Penn, the late great Chris Penn was good in this. It's a really good Western. If you guys haven't seen it, give it a go. It's really good. Coming in at number 9 will be the film Escape from Alcatraz. Now, this was a prison escape film that Clint Eastwood did. It's really good. I mean, Escape from Alcatraz it's pretty much Clint Eastwood, trying to escape from Alcatraz, which is, of course, the prison. I mean, Clint Eastwood in this, what I thought was, pretty good. I mean, this movie was released in. Yeah, it was released in 1979, and it's a pure 70s thriller. It was directed by Don Siegel. Don Siegel was pretty good here. You had the likes of Robert Blossoms, Fred Ward, Larry Hinkin. Good film. It's been a while since I've seen it, but I remember really digging it the first time I saw it. It's really good. It's a really good prison breakout film. Coming in at number 8 will be $1 Million Baby. This is a really good film. I mean, it's the film that won Hilary Swank her second Oscar. Clint Eastwood won his Oscar for this. $1 Million Baby is a really good boxing film. In it, Clint Eastwood plays, Hilary Swank's veteran trainer. You even had Morgan Freeman, who won his first Oscar for this movie. It's a really good film. I mean, it has some pretty good boxing scenes, good performances by Swank, by Eastwood, by Freeman. Eastwood also directed the film as well. Amazing boxing film. Coming in at number 7 will be Gran Torino. This is a really good film. I mean, I kind of already mentioned this in the directing Eastwood films, but it's actually before The Mule. Gran Torino was the last film that Clint Eastwood, both starred and directed in. I'm glad to see him back with The Mule. I'm really looking forward for that. Anyway, yeah, Gran Torino was really good. I really like that line that the line he always makes in this where he says, "Get off my lawn." That's gonna be an iconic line for years to come. Yeah, Gran Torino. Clint Eastwood had a really good performance here. I believe he scored an Oscar nomination for this film, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, it was pretty good. Clint Eastwood as a grumpy old man. What more can you ask for? Coming in at number 6 will be the action film In the Line of Fire. This movie was a pretty fun action thriller. It got released in 1993 and starred the likes of John Malkovich. Rene Russo was in this. It was directed by Wolfgang Peterson. Oh yeah, Dylan McDermott was also in this too. It's a really good Paleka film. In the film, it's about a Secret Service agent who is taunted by calls from a would-be killer who has detailed information about the agent and includes the fact that he failed to save President JFK from assassination. And the caller is also revealed to be a ex-CIA assassin, and the agent who is investigating a threat to the current president is determined not to let history repeat itself. You know, it was kind of like the recent White House Down and Olympus Has Fallen in a way. It's really fun. Clint Eastwood as an action star was pretty decent. I mean, he's in his 90s now, so I don't know if we'll ever see him as another action, like a really old action star. But him in the Line of Fire, he was really good in that. Coming in at number 5 is the Western film A Fistful of Dollars. I kind of already mentioned this, but Clint Eastwood does westerns pretty well. And, him in A Fistful of Dollars was pretty good. I mean, it's directed by Sergio Leone, who worked with Eastwood loads of times. It was a pretty good Western. Clint Eastwood gave a pretty decent performance. You also have some other good players by Gian Maria Volati, Mario Braga, Joseph Egger. Some good supporting players too, but Clint Eastwood made this film work well. Sergio Leone, did a pretty good job at directing. Now, Clint Eastwood and Sergio have worked together again in another film I'm going to mention later on. But, Fistful of Dollars is really good. If you guys haven't seen it, check it out. It's a classic Western. Coming in at number 4 will be The Outlaw Josie Wales. Now, I kind of mentioned, talked about this film in my, favorite Clint Eastwood directing list. The Outlaw Josie Wales, I mean, it got released in 1976, and it's a Western that still holds up. It's directed by Clint Eastwood. It has Sandra Locke, who worked with Clint Eastwood a couple of times, actually. John Vernon was in this, Bill McKinney. Some pretty good supporting players here. I mean, Clint Eastwood gave a pretty good performance as, as the title role. I mean, it's too bad we never, Clint Eastwood never went ahead and did a sequel to this, because I think it would have been cool to see Josie Wales, in another film, but The Outlaw Josie Wales is a Western classic. All right, coming in at number 3 will be the film Play Misty for Me. Now, this was the first film that Clint Eastwood ever directed. Play Misty for Me is a really interesting film. The movie got released in 1971, and it starred the likes of Donna Mills, Jessica Waters, and in it, Clint Eastwood plays like a radio show host named Dave Garver, who becomes restless in his relationship with his girlfriend, played by Donna Mills. And so he goes out and sleeps with a woman played by Jessica Water that he meets at like a nightclub. And after the fact, he finds out that she was not an anonymous hookup, but an obsessive fan who has called in repeatedly to request he plays the song Missy. And so it was pretty much it was Fatal Attraction before Fatal Attraction got released. I mean, Jessica Water was really crazy in this. And Clint Eastwood was pretty good. Donna Mills was pretty good at playing his wife. Amazing film. If you guys never seen Play Misty for Me, check it out. It's a really amazing film. All right, coming in at number 2 is The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, which is another film directed by Sergio Leone. Good, the Bad, and the Ugly it's another classic Clint Eastwood directing film. It got released in 1966. I mean, Clint Eastwood has been around for really long, and it's pretty much a spaghetti western classic. You have the likes of Eli Walsh, Lee Van Cleef was in this. It's a really good classic spaghetti western, and it had a really good score by Ennio Morricone. It's a classic western. If you guys never seen The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly by now, check it out. Especially if you're like fan of westerns. You have not lived throughout seeing westerns if you haven't seen Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. It's a really good one. I mean, one of these days I gotta do a top 10 list of my 10 favorite westerns. I mean, there's been loads of good ones over the years, and Good, the Bad, and the Ugly is one of them. And Clint Eastwood made this movie work well. All right, coming in at number 1 is the classic Dirty Harry. Now, he did not direct this one, but he did direct, Sudden Impact, and I think he did the other sequels that came after this. Dirty Harry is a classic. It's a really classic police film. Clint Eastwood as the role of Dirty Harry is an iconic character. Kind of like how, Bruce Willis playing John McClane was iconic. I mean, Clint Eastwood as the role of Dirty Harry is amazing. He played the role just perfectly. He, of course, had that classic line, "Do you feel lucky? Well, do ya, punk?" Man, it would be cool seeing him back as like a 90-something-year-old Dirty Harry. That would be pretty cool to see. And, it was directed by Don Siegel. Don Siegel worked with Eastwood lots of times. And there's been like loads of other Dirty Harry films that came after this. There was a Sudden Impact, the Deadpool, not to be confused with Marvel's Deadpool, the Enforcer, and Magnum Force. But anyway, yeah, Dirty Harry. But the first Dirty Harry is where it's at. It's a classic. It had some really classic one-liners. Like I said, Clint Eastwood as the role was perfect. Amazing film. I mean, the film got released in 1971, and I think it still holds up today. It's really good. If you guys never seen Dirty Harry, or any of them, for a matter of fact, if you guys never seen the Dirty Harry films, I highly recommend them. Check them out. But yeah, that's pretty much it for my 10 favorite Clint Eastwood acting movies. Let me do a quick rundown. Number 10, Pale Rider. 9, Escape from Alcatraz. 8, $1 Million Baby. 7, Gran Torino. 6, In the Line of Fire. 5. A Fistful of Dollars. 4. The Outlaw Josie Wales. 3. Play Misty for Me. 2. The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. 1. Dirty Harry. Now, he's been in like loads of other acting credits. Let me see. I cannot wait for the mule, by the way. Unforgiven is pretty good. That's another Western classic. High Plains Drifter he was good in. The Bridges of Madison County with Meryl Streep. That's a classic. Let's see. For a Few Dollars More, which is like another Fistful of Dollars. Every Which Way, But Lose, which teams up with him and a 8. Heartbreak Ridge was good. Hang 'em High. He's been in loads of stuff. Blood Work is kind of a guilty pleasure. But let me lead you guys. What are your favorite Clint Eastwood acting movies? Drop a comment below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell for more notifications. This here is Thomas L. signing off.